Hello, New York. It's been a minute, or around 2 years, since I last visited. It's weird because I used to spend half my year in the city, but COVID changed everything. But anyway, I'm back, even if it's just for a week, and I'm mostly here for 2 reasons. I'm primarily here to help Domi, which is my sister's dessert studio, with their 4-day New York City pop-up, but the other main reason is that I recently found out that I got into Columbia University, and I'm very, very, very excited to be attending. Despite visiting New York many times, I've actually never been on Columbia's campus prior to this trip, so it was on the top of my to-do. I've decided to defer my admissions for a semester or 2 for a couple of reasons, but it's happening. Light Academia Alexandra is going to be a legit thing sort of soon, and yeah, while I was visiting this campus, I was like, am I just here because I like the vibes? I mean, the vibes are immaculate. Or is it because I actually like study? I mean, who knows? But yeah, I'm planning on majoring in economics and philosophy, and I'm still going to be taking classes at my local community college for the time being during my deferral period, but yeah, I'll be back in New York City soon, and I'm just so excited, and I'm happy to finally be sharing that news with everybody. Anyway, after I visited Columbia, I went to Book Culture, which is an independent bookstore, and then I walked down the Upper West Side, and I walked to Lincoln Center, which is my favorite part of the city, and then I had Juice Generation, which is also one of my favorite places, and then for dinner, we went to Marlboro Dessert Bar, and it was probably one of the best experiences of this trip. It was so good. I still think about it. The next couple of days are just me doing food prep as much as possible. So I've technically never worked in a kitchen professionally, but I'm able to help as much as I can. This day, I didn't really do anything aside from work in the kitchen and also eat Dunkin' Donuts for breakfast, which is a recurring pattern. Not a lot of vlog footage because I was just tired. More Dunkin', more food prep. My sister ran into a couple of problems, and so I was trying to help her as much as I can. So after working in the kitchen for a bit, I went back into the city and I ran some errands, picked up some things for her, and went back into the kitchen, and back to work we go. Honestly, as I was working this week, I was just like, food is vastly underpriced for the amount of work that goes into everything, and yeah, tip your food service people. After we finished our shift, we went to K-Town and I got some kimbap as well as this taiyaki fish, which is probably one of my favorite ever. It's super good, super crunchy on the outside, and then amazing texture. Would highly recommend. Then we went to Costco and I saw these Squishmallows and I was very tempted to buy them, but I can't bring it back, so goodbye Squishmallows. Then we drove back to where they're doing their pop-up, which is at Canal Street, and in the process there was this beautiful sunset and I still think about her. But yeah, back in Canal Street, I've actually never been. Wow! What are you guys doing? Oh. got to see it. Ah! After hours, Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated. They're talking about digging. Hi ho, off to work we go. The next day, we got Dunkin' Donuts for breakfast again. We keep going. Today's kitchen shift is actually from 7 a.m. until midnight. I wish I was exaggerating when I said they did not stop from 7 to midnight making food. I stopped, sort of. At around 3 p.m., I left the kitchen and I decided to go to Columbia again because I really wanted to get merch, but I couldn't get merch the first time I went because I went on a weekend. So I went back, I got my merch, sat on campus again and felt like a student. Then I went to the Strand because I really enjoy bookstores and it just makes me happy. I also passed by Union Square, which is my favorite part of the city. Then for dinner, I picked up kazunori for everyone on our team because I felt like we needed it. And here is Joe glazing the mousse cakes. Very beautiful. And then back home, and I'm slowly dying. Everything's a mess. The next day, I overslept a little bit, but we're in Canal Street. Everyone on the domi team is making these beautiful, beautiful desserts and pastries, and the menus are up, and it all is coming together, and it's all starting to feel so real. And then we also got some drinks courtesy of Lazy Sundays. Thank you. Super delicious. And then we went to visit some of our friends and vendors called Celestial Temple, which Jeannie, who owns it, is super kind, and she gave us some of her beautiful jewelry, and I'm obsessed. It was our first day, and we sold out at around 2 p.m., so it was mostly free for the rest of the day, and I decided to walk around Soho and just look at some of the shops. I ended up going to Aritzia and buying a lot of clothes. And then we had a reservation at iFiori at around 7 p.m. iFiori is actually where my sister worked, so it was really nice to visit there again and eat some amazing pasta, among other things. And they gave us so much dessert. Next day, pop-up is open, and I went to go get some coffee from La Colombe, because we need some coffee to stay awake and survive. After that, everyone is hard at work. During our break, I went and got food and tea for everyone. We also sold out in around an hour or two after opening, so it was kind of chill for the rest of the day, but also not really because Evelyn and Joe, who is the co-founder of Domi, had to go and make more to prep for the weekend while I was just cleaning and then also running errands. And for dinner, we got kopitiam, and then also got to check out some of the other vendors at Canal Street Market, and I got some very cute pens. Next morning, back at Canal Street Market. Good morning from Canal Street. This day was super hectic because we had like people lining up an hour beforehand, and I was just very overwhelmed. In the morning, I was prepping, adding stickers to all of our packages, and then helping sugar the donuts and doing all the front desk sales portion of the pop-up. I'm an international super spy. Super spy!
Should I just break in the middle? Should I go?
Yeah, go. Oh, yes. Ooh, yes. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. And then went on another tea break, and then I finally got to try the donuts, which are honestly my favorite thing of what my sister makes. I am obsessed with the donuts. They're so, so, so good. Cheers! Okay. I'm tired. I want a box. For dinner, we had food from the Greek truck, which was in Astoria, which is where we used to live. Made me nostalgic. Finally, we have reached the last day of the pop-up. In the morning, was prepping and packaging all of their food, adding stickers, sugaring donuts. Just a lot of work. Working in a bakery or a pastry shop is often glamorized, and I know I glamorize it too because in my dream life I'm like, I would like to own a bakery or a cafe. But actually the act or the process of working in a bakery or a cafe is like very painful. But this day was also the day that we felt the most support, mostly because we had so many people. People were lining up 2 hours before. It was mostly chill after cleaning up. Jeez, she is sick. Oh, actually, you're right.
Yeah.
For dinner, we went to the Tiger and we had some Thai food.
Black sesame cute.
Black sesame, cute.
These lights weren't.
Yeah, unfortunate. And we finally reached the last day of my trip. I met up with one of my friends, Elena, aka Mint Shake, at Fabrique, which is a bakery that I've been wanting to visit for a very, very long time. After, we went to Nami Nori for lunch, and it was so, so, so good. Would definitely recommend if you're looking for hand rolls in New York. And And since we're in the area, we walked to Washington Square Park, took some photos, and then unfortunately it was time for me to leave, and that concludes my trip to New York. Didn't really get to do much in terms of exploring. It was honestly just working and visiting Columbia. But since I'm moving to New York, I don't feel too sad because I know I will call this city home very, very soon. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!